This year, I've enjoyed all the abundance of each season, from the warm summer harvest to the cool autumn days. But this winter has posed some challenges. My valley has gotten very little snow compared to previous years, and what has fallen has quickly melted away, leaving entire hillsides barren and dry. It's not an ideal winter, to be sure, quite muddy and slippery, but I've been doing my best to stay busy and look forward to the spring. Last week, my husband had to be away from home for a short while, and for the first time in a long time, I found myself on my own. Well, I did enjoy the company of my cat and rabbits, as my dog was spending the day with my parents' new puppy. I've gotten quite used to having humans around, and it felt strangely nostalgic to spend the day puttering about without anyone. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and have found it profoundly important to spend at least a little time alone now and then throughout one's life. We are intrinsically connected to the world around us, but we also have the potential to develop a rich interior life, and it can carry us through a lot. One day I will have to say goodbye to my pets and loved ones, and the only way I know how to thrive despite these inevitabilities is to be in touch with my soul. It's the light I will carry until my last moment, and so I will tend it with great care, knowing it means everything. So this week I have been furiously organizing the house, which was perhaps not the best choice because I've hit the latter half of the week quite exhausted. My belly is expanding at a startling rate and I am having a harder time finding dresses that fit me, but I am doing my best and I'm trying to wear some loose-fitting things. I think it is so crucial this stage to do whatever you need to do to help stay feeling comfortable in your own skin. I'm doing my best to focus on the bright side and decluttering and figuring things out around the house. It's feeling so wonderful to simplify things as much as possible. I've also rediscovered some very unique and wonderful items I have collected over my many years as a whimsical wizard at heart. Some of them being some hand-carved wands, as well as some slightly more rudimentary style wands. Why I have them and what they're for, I couldn't tell you, but they are here on my bookshelf nonetheless. One really wonderful thing for me to do and focus on in the winter, especially if I'm feeling a little tired, is to put some energy into learning something new. Thanks to the kindness of my bookstore and my library, I have some books on some topics I want to learn about. And especially lately, I've been fascinated about learning about mushrooms and their incredible life cycle and their purpose in the ecosystem. It is fascinating, as well as mosses. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a little bit today. Since it's been dreary and cold outside, I've spent most of the days indoors tackling an enormous project I've been meaning to address for about a year now, and that is to go through every single drawing cabinet in my home, reorganize, and finally do all those little craft projects I've been meaning to get around to. everything from finding a use for some embroidered ribbon, some old beads, and see how I can decorate my space with little treasures I already own. Since I've been learning so much about mushrooms lately, I decided to paint some onto one of my favorite candles, and this little project inspired me to go through my studio drawers and see what items were there. I was pleased to find many things that I've been saving for special projects, as well as some lovely note cards someone sent me a while back that were too beautiful not to put on display on my wall. I'm sure I'll be staring at these on great evenings, dreaming of seasons to come. While reorganizing, I was elated to discover some forgotten bells and beads in a dusty drawer, some of which I remember picking out at a bead store during a very special trip to the coast. One of the beads in particular is very interesting. When you apply heat to it, it turns from a yellow to green to a dark blue. I decided to use up all these beautiful beads on a little chain to decorate my window. As I strung each, I whispered a little hope for the coming months, for the new baby, for a season of pixie dust and magic and wonder. I have a feeling the new year will provide just that. Lastly, I wanted to mention to all those interested that I now have a Patreon where I will be active from January through April until our baby arrives. I will be posting each day a morning recording where I share journaling prompts, meditations, and occasional short stories, paired with relaxing sounds that you can listen to as part of your daily mindfulness routine. Hopefully it can keep us both accountable as we start this new year and encourage each other to spend at least 20 minutes a day in slowness and peace. I will also read aloud a short story now and then, offer book reviews on slow living, share the progress I'm making on my children's story, and answer questions and little life updates here and there. It's just a way you can support this channel if you desire. There is never any obligation, but I hope that those who do try it out enjoy it, and it becomes a nice part of both our routines, as January is a time so many of us resolve to enhance our daily life. Sending you so much love, and I will see you soon.